Good morning. Morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. So, hopefully, everybody got their August calendar. Share some tips and some strategies to help you consistently on a regular basis, like consistently, not just one day or 1 month or 1 week, just to really be able to consistently set yourself up for happiness and success. So, we're going to be talking about some strategies today. If you're watching this recording, hopefully you can hear it. Um, the link for the calendar, if you didn't get your August calendar, it's in the description of this email. You can click that link to get the calendar. Let's talk about some tips and strategies to help you set yourself up on a consistent basis every single month for happiness and success. So, my first question for everybody, and I am going to put this out there, is how do you define happiness? Like, what does it actually mean to you? And have you spent some time thinking about this? It was interesting actually on social media just in the past, like yesterday and then today. I had seen a couple posts about one specifically talking about happiness, and then the other one talking about like happiness is situational. It depends on like our circumstance or what's going on in life, while joy is like a deeper feeling. And so I just wanted to touch on that today because, and then the other post that I had seen was talking about like how it was talking about happiness in the same way this other post had described joy. And what I found just in having conversations over the years around happiness, right, is that a lot of people have different definitions of the word, different expectations, a different idea of what happiness means. And one of the things that I really want to talk about is that I personally believe that at the bottom of what anyone really truly wants, any of us really truly wants, it's just to be happy, right? We just want to find that happiness in life. And I had hosted a discussion, I think it was last summer, about what's your criteria for happiness. And I actually have a talk. I don't know, actually, I have a talk scheduled at the library, but at this point, it may be virtual. And the talk is about what's your criteria for happiness. And I think it's really important that you take some time to think about what happiness actually means to you. And the reason that this is so important is because is at like the core, people want to lose weight or save money or in a relationship or have this change. And at the root of that I most consistently hear is like this bottom line of I just want to be happy, right? I just want to find the things that help me to feel content and enjoy my days, enjoy my life. Okay. And so I really want to encourage you to take the time to really define or really have some conversations around this. Ask some people if you are in a book club, or if you're having dinner with some friends tonight, or meeting for a socially distanced walk, or whatever you're doing. Just start to ask people how they define happiness and what happiness means to them, and start to explore what this concept, what this word means to you, because a lot of times we talk about it without fully understanding what it even means, right? I think that's important to take the time, right, that we know what we're going for, okay? I'm going to share a little bit today about what happiness means, the criteria of happiness that I talk about. And the reason I'm sharing that is because one, it's going to help you create the strategies for yourself to create happiness in your life. Two, it'll really help you understand like the foundation for the happiness calendars that I'm sending out each month. What I really define as the criteria for happiness is being able to focus on the little things, right? Seeing what is working in your life and seeing the things that you have to be grateful for. Every night before I go to sleep, my prayers look like a gratitude list. When I lay my kiddo down to bed, I say, let's say our prayers. And for me, it's prayers. It doesn't have to be for you. Okay. It can be a gratitude list. Um, it can be whatever kind of practice. I'm just sharing my practice. Um, and you get to do things however you want. Okay, my practice doesn't mean it's the right or the wrong way. It's just to inform you and give you some ideas of how you might want to use it for yourself. The point really is to be able to focus on, identify, and appreciate the simple things that are working, right? Yesterday, for example, my kiddo and I went to the zoo. And so it was just thinking about, being grateful that we were able to go to the zoo, being healthy, having a safe home. It's these really fundamental things that we often take for granted. And also, they're the things that really matter, because when our health is threatened, or our finances, or our relationships, that's really scary. Okay. Yet, those are the things that we spend probably the least amount of conscious time, right? We just have this expectation, especially health is a really common one. We just have this expectation that we'll always be healthy, or that things will always be fine. Taking the time to identify and appreciate the simplest of things that are working for you, okay, that are going well. And and that can be going for a walk, hearing the birds chirping. It can be rain after several hot days. It could be the sun shining, right? It can be whatever it is that you want it to be, but it's, really understanding and being able to consistently bring your attention to those simple things, because those simple things are the big things. And when you think about happiness, I really want you to start to think of it as a lifestyle. It's a consistent practice that you have to keep coming back to. And it's going to be the thing that pulls you through when life feels stressful and hard and complicated, right? It's not going to necessarily prevent or buffer you, right? Like, there's nothing that any of us could have done to prevent this global pandemic. Are we shutting down again? What is going on in our world right now? Experience. And you can have the stress of had friends' businesses shut down. I know a lot of people who are very anxious about their health, who are struggling immensely with not being able to hug people or see your family or friends, people, kiddos who have graduated and they're uncertain about going to college, they've missed graduation. The purpose isn't to prevent those things, right? Or stop those things. The purpose of cultivating like a happiness based lifestyle is being able to say, this really sucks. And, I am grateful that I'm healthy right now. I am grateful that I have a roof over my head today, that I can pay the bills today, right? Or that I can do a socially distanced book club or a virtual book club, or that I am using this time to declutter my kitchen, or whatever, or maybe the whole house. We've had 5 months of this, right? I am grateful for whatever is working. And so that's really one of the very foundational, fundamental pieces of creating this happiness based lifestyle, and really being able to focus on the very simplest of things that are working in your life and that you're grateful for. Okay. Part of that is in how we define happiness, right? What are the things that allow for you to enjoy your life, that allow for you to feel content, that allow for you to have that sense of hope and optimism? I am okay right now. Okay. So that's one of the pieces here. That's one of the elements that you'll see a lot in the monthly calendars is actions to help you tap into and identify that. So the other elements are doing things that feel meaningful. Okay, so this is really living in your values, creating and doing a life, living a life that feels meaningful and living in your values is about knowing like who you are and what matters to you most, and to act that out every single day. If you've heard me talk about values in the past, I talk about my core values are hope and self-expression. And so how can I, in my day to day life, live that, right? It's not so much the expression of it. Maybe it's posting something on social media. Maybe it's texting a friend. Maybe it's in my parenting, or, a conversation that I have with my mom or my husband, or a neighbor, whatever the case may be. It's looking at all the different ways that I can tap into that, because that's what allows for things to feel meaningful to me. And so this can look like a career. Okay, this can look like your day to day job. Most likely, it's not, because a lot of people, and this is the other thing that a lot of my clients get stuck in, is feeling like they want their day job to be very connected to their purpose, right? Feeling like that's missing, like feeling like there's this element of passion and purpose and meaning that's not happening day job, and being able to see the purpose in the work that you're doing and how that actually can fuel the meaning in your life in other ways. Is it in when I'm going into Target, a conversation that I'm having with a cashier? Or is it when I'm driving and somebody cuts me off, instead of laying on the horn, which, yes, I am guilty of doing that, in making dinner for a neighbor and dropping it off? So it's about creating meaning, and purpose, and weaving in your core values into your day to day life in the simplest way possible, so that you're feeling consistently connected. So that's another element that you're going to see in the calendar. Okay. Then time in, on, and with your priorities, seeing and appreciating the simple things, connection with others, yourself, and the greater good, community, and giving to others. How can you give back? Whether that's donating your time, your money. Like on August 28th, an example of this is register for a virtual walk to support a cause that's important to you. Okay. A cause that's important to me is Alzheimer's. And so I registered for the virtual walk, which is in October, to support the Alzheimer's Association and Alzheimer's research, looking for different ways that you can do this. And so the purpose of these happiness calendars is to give you different ideas every single day in the simplest, like a simple action that you can take each day to help you tap into this. Because when you do this on a regular basis, that's how you build this happiness based lifestyle. This is how you cultivate kind of experience no matter what else is going on in the world. So, what I think is really interesting, for example, when I'm talking about the walk for the Alzheimer's Association, this is actually like while I volunteer for the organization, with like their support groups, I have not participated in a walk before, because usually it's when I'm on vacation in September. It's frequently on my anniversary. Going down to the walk just hasn't really worked for my schedule. Just being able to look at some of these different opportunities that we're having presented to us, and in this different way. And that doesn't take away from like the stress and the uncertainty that is happening in the world right now. Okay. It doesn't negate that. It doesn't say, oh, now I'm insulated from the stress of our real life that we're experiencing, because that is still happening. Also, I get to find these other things that help me to feel purposeful, help me to create meaning and focus and take action, and to create that sense of community and connection, right? And that's really what the intention behind these calendars are, is to give you an action item every single day. There's these little things, these simple things that we can do that can help us find that happiness in our day, so that we can walk parallel to the stress. And we do that in conjunction with whatever else is going on. You don't have to do every single thing. Next Friday, the action item is make tonight a campfire and s'mores night. Probably not going to do that. Okay, so don't, right? Like, but can you tackle a DIY home project? Or, which of these can you do? The more of them that you can do, the more connected and aligned and like tapping into these simple things and these different categories of items, right? That will connect you with like this overall happiness lifestyle that we're trying to create. At the start of each month, there's going to be some consistent things that you see on the calendar. Choose one word to describe how you most want to feel this month, and pick a mini goal. Okay. And then there's going to be a check-in for that mid-month. And then there's going to be at the end of every month, update your to-do list and create a new to-do list brain dump. And these are just habits that really, when you think about setting yourself up for success, these are elements that you really want to be consistently doing. When you think about, I want to feel hopeful this month. Pick one mini goal to focus on this month. How can I create a lifestyle that supports my happiness, my well-being, my health, okay, my success? And the more that you do this, the more naturally it'll come, right? I really hope that you're using these and that you're enjoying these and that you're seeing how you can take a simple action every single day that helps you create this lifestyle where you're feeling happier, energized, that the work that you're doing, and I use that term work very loosely. We're all working this journey together, right? Doing it, figuring it out as we go. So thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning with me. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Identify how you want to feel and pick your mini goal. Bye.